folks, welcome back into the 7 financial blind spots. Bob, I hate talking about this, but we have to.
Yep.
It's a fact of life. Taxation, taxes in general, blind spot. A lot of people don't plan for it. A lot of people don't factor in the money they put in their 401k.
Right.
And they look at that balance in the 401k. Let's say you got $1 million balance in the 401k. They really don't have $1 million of spendable income, do they?
No, they don't. And we're living in a rate environment as far as taxation that's kind of low right now.
Yeah.
And if you look back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, the high end of that basic retirement plan as far as taking the income was a lot higher.
Way up there.
So we got to consider what the tax is going to be in the future. Now, do you think, Pete, the government needs money or doesn't need extra money?
They can always use some extra money.
Right. We have some debt out there.
Yes.
So depending on who's in administration, the philosophy of how they run the country,
Yep.
taxes will always be an issue. Now, one thing when you can take the money from retirement, 401ks, a lot of people don't realize that is actually considered income tax. It is not capital gains or long-term capital gains.
Yeah.
So we got to consider when that money comes in.
So it's a bigger whammy.
That's a bigger whammy.
Yeah, it is.
And there sometimes is not much control because if you're receiving, if you have to take it out. Now, if you don't take the money out, there's a 50% tax of what you need to take out. So you have
70 and a half. You over
70
that,
and
right?
a
Yeah,
half.
that's
So
a heck
if
of a
you have $1
penalty.
million, you're required to take 3.8%, approximately, let's say $40,000. You're not going to not take it out because you are in a position that they will tax you 50% if you do not
Wow.
take it out.
That's a landmine.
Yes. So I call that the 401k time bomb.
It is tax time bomb.
So a lot of things that can be done. We usually look at ways maybe to convert some of that money into a Roth IRA earlier, if possible.
Roth is the best strategy, underutilized in history, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the problem there, Pete, is a lot of people go to their accountants, and accountants' job is really to lower taxation. Accountants don't look in the future 20 years from now and say, what will the taxes be there? So they're looking at it from their point of view,
Yep.
but they're not forecasting like financial advisors 20 years from now. So they're looking for the easy fix, the short deduction, but that's not what we need to look at. We need to plan long-term that in retirement there's going to be that
Yes.
RV you want to buy. There's going to be that certain day you want to take some money out and you're not going to want to be taxed.
Well, it's like playing chess. You got to be thinking ahead instead of checkers where you're just going one
Absolutely.
more or two moves,
And,
right?
and I think as advisors, we highly recommend that, and that we consider taxes. What are you going to pay? A lot of people don't realize they got to pay taxes on Social Security.
Yeah, that's not any fun.
Not any
Yeah,
fun.
that conversation's no fun to have,
yeah.
but you have to know ahead of time, folks, because then you can plan. That's what I call it, tax planning.
Yes.
Looking ahead to protect your behind.
I don't
from
know if you know the
tax
story, but President Roosevelt said you'll never pay tax on Social Security, but the caveat was as long as he was alive, and then he died.
And Bob, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. Well, we used to say, when you can tell when the politician's lying? When the whips are moving.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure we have a plan that is protected and in the right place no matter what party's in charge and no matter what taxation environment we have. We need that peace of mind knowing that our plan is forefront and we have that income that we're never going to worry about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very, very important. So folks, let's get that plan done. Call the number you see on the screen.